So I just wanted to take this opportunity to come on here and talk about the current feeling that I have. So today has been, I would say, more of an off day for me. I don't even want to call it an off day. Today has been a stressful day. And on today, it just felt like everything that I wanted to get done and in the time frame that I wanted to get it done, it wasn't working for me. It wasn't happening. And I just felt myself becoming frustrated and overwhelmed that there was so much that I wanted to do, but yet it wasn't happening in the way I wanted it to happen. There were many moments in today where I had to take a deep breath, several deep breaths in and out, and remind myself to live in this moment, because ultimately all that matters is the moment that I'm in at this current point in time, right? So I begin to deep breathe and I begin to talk to myself in the moments of me taking these deep breaths to remind myself that everything is okay. And I believe that when I reflect back on the earlier part of my day, I was being tested. There's a part of me that needs to be in control. And on this spiritual journey that I'm on, I am having to learn how to just let things be and understand that not everything is in my control. And I have to keep reminding myself to come back in this moment, because there's so much around me in this moment to hold on to be thankful for. And I am exactly where I need to be at this current moment in my life. And I'm on the right path, and I'm doing the right thing. And I just need to continue on with that. And that will lead me to where I need to be. So I'm cooking dinner, and I'm cooking spaghetti and meatballs, homemade spaghetti and meatballs. And this feeling just came over me. And it was like a feeling, obviously it was an uncomfortable feeling. It was a heavy feeling. If I can describe the feeling felt like I started to again reflect back. So I left from the current moment I was in, and I reflected back to my moment earlier in the day where I felt like nothing was going the way I wanted it to, and the things that I wanted to get done weren't getting done. So I went back to that place. And then I just started to become fearful. Not fearful, but afraid. And that feeling came about because in that same moment that I reflected back to earlier in the day and how I had no control over anything, and it was bothering me that I couldn't get things done in a timely manner, and that I wasn't going to be able to squeeze everything in that I wanted to squeeze in on today. It made me feel like, for some reason, my mind went to nothing lasts forever. And not only does nothing last forever, but everything is constantly changing, and things are changing so quickly. My mental is constantly changing. The way I move about on the earth is changing. The people around me are changing. The environment around me is constantly changing, and though change is good, and I love change, and I'm so thankful for change, there's a part of me that also is afraid of change, because it puts me into the perspective that nothing in this lifetime lasts forever. And that the people you love and the people who are here in this moment, let's go back to the moment, the people who are here in this moment you're not guaranteed to have them around you in the next moment. You know, people don't last forever. Jobs don't last forever. You know, this moment isn't going to last forever. And in that, I find myself sometimes becoming afraid. You know, and in that same moment, I kind of feel a little discouraged. And there's always a part of you that wants to live a comfortable life, right? But on the other hand, the only way that we will grow and continue to move forward is when we are outside of our comfort zone. It is when we're outside of our comfort zone where some of the most amazing things happen. And through our pain and suffering, it brings about such a beautiful thing. It brings endurance. It brings, you know, an unbreakableness. It brings so much beauty, growth, you know, stepping into a higher power of yourself, you know, another level of consciousness if you must. So I love change, but change scares me because the more you change on the inside, everything around you begins to change as well. And you begin to lose people. It could be physical death, it could be spiritual, it could be whatever type of death. It's just people begin to die out. And there's a part of you that just wants to live and be comfortable. But for myself, I know that my journey and my walk, first of all, has not been easy, and it's not going to ever be easy. And it's only going to get challenging, more challenging from here on out. And I have to buckle up and enjoy the ride. There is peace of mind, even in our moments of suffering. And this life is it's nothing but a perception. And if you understand that we give life meaning, we can change that meaning at any given point in time. And even though I can't control my past, even though I can't control what the outcome of my future will be, I can choose to live in this moment. So I have to constantly bring myself back to this moment, because my mind sometimes goes deep and it goes far and it goes to the deep dark abyss of whatever, you know, and you know, there's I love that I can do that, but also I have to find that balance where I can bring myself back down to this moment and say, okay, well, now I'm glad you think about all opposing aspects of everything, but now you need to bring yourself back down to this moment. Because there's a lot going on in this moment, and when you're not present in your current moment, you're missing a lot. I embrace change, and I want to continue to change, and I want to continue to grow, and I want to continue to be a better person for myself and for the people around me. I want to always remain humble. I never want to get to a point where I feel like I'm better than my current circumstance or my current situation. I never want to feel like I'm better than anyone around me. Because you can learn from every person, from the homeless man, from the wealthiest man, from the person. You can learn from everyone, and everyone has a story, everyone has an experience, and everyone has insight to give in this lifetime. And if you're humble enough, you can learn and you can take You can apply it to yourself. I was meant to serve other people. I was meant to heal other people in this lifetime. And that's what I want to do. I want to heal people. There's a part of me that doesn't want to be alone, but then there's the other part of me that knows this innate feeling that you're going to have to be alone. And it's in your moments of you being alone where you're going to gather the most information, and in the moments where you're alone and there's no distractions around you, you can really get in touch and in tune with your inner self, that higher being that lives within you, to grow, to learn, and to feel and move forward in your painful moments, and to find that peace along the way. I want to give love, I want to give light to this world. I want to continue to be patient, understanding, and forgiving, even when I feel hurt the most. I strip away my victim mentality. At any moment I feel like I'm a victim, I remind myself that I'm not, and that Jesus had it so much worse than I'll ever have it on this earth. My goal is to be more like Jesus every day. My goal is to be understanding, forgiving, loving, compassionate. My goal is to hold no expectations for others around me, and no expectations from myself. Even when I fail, I will love myself and remind myself that I am an imperfect, perfect human, and I'm just where I need to be. And I will take these life lessons that I've learned, and I will help those who want my help. I love myself, and I'm thankful for the life that I've been given, and know that this life that I'm living, I'm going to suffer greatly, but there's beauty in suffering, and I believe I'm going to lead many souls to heaven. And I believe that my words are touching someone out there, someone who's going through a hard time, someone who may be feeling the same exact feeling that I'm feeling. And I encourage you to stay strong. Don't allow your mind to wander too much. It's okay that we have wandering minds, but we need to find balance in that wandering. It's okay that we go deep, but we also need to have a balance to our deepness, because it can carry us away and we can go too far sometimes. And it's important to be grounded, is what it is. Forgive the people who hurt you. Forgiveness sometimes can be a hard thing to do, to forgive the people who hurt you. But just because you forgive these people does not mean that you have to be around these people, you know? And even if you choose to be around these people, learn to set boundaries for yourself so that you don't allow yourself to be subject to certain things that you know you don't need to be subject to. Love yourself even in the moments where you slip up. It's important to love every part of yourself, the deepest, darkest things of your heart, of your mind, and then the good, all the good. Love the good and the bad, because without light there is, without darkness there can't be light, and without light there can't be darkness. It's all in us, it's all a part of us, it's around us. Like I said, I encourage every person who's going through a hard time to be patient with yourself and remind yourself that you're exactly where you need to be in this moment in time. Use these moments that we're in right now to gather as much information as you can and use it on your journey, on your path, because life is constantly testing you. And I was tested today. There's a part of me that needs to be in control, and I was reminded today that I'm not in control. I can control certain things, but I'm not in control. So much love to everyone that tuned in. Much love to everyone that is going to watch at a later point today. If you've made it through the whole video, comment a thumbs up. I would like to know, and I just pray that everyone who watches this, and even the ones who don't watch this, that they take a moment to look inwardly, because that's what it's about. It's about looking inwardly and keeping the focus on you before you put the focus on anybody else, because ultimately everything that you see around you is a reflection of what's going on inside of you, you know. And if you can get to the root cause of whatever issues you're dealing with, and you can really go deep within yourself, no matter how dark and scary or painful it may be, there's tremendous growth in that. There's tremendous healing in that. There's tremendous just whatever, you know.